All right, so we back with another episode. This is the Murray Life, Murray apostrophe D. In this episode, we're going to be talking about.
The eras.
All right, so we're going to talk about the eras. So, of course, we were born in the 80s, so we're going to do 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010, but we're going to show some respect and some love to the eras before us. So, all right, so 70s is like my second era that I wish I was living in. Of course, I wish I was grown enough to be in the 80s, but the 70s, I wish I was in
You
the
wish
70s
you was older in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the 70s the same thing. That's like my second. If I had to pick number two, I would probably
Right.
say the 70s.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what about you?
Yeah, the 70s.
The 70s too?
Yeah, but I love all the eras.
Yeah, so
60s, 50s, I love it all.
So what you like about the 70s now?
The way they dressed.
Yeah.
I know my mom and dad was living their best life then.
I know.
Little stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we both love the 70s. That's cool. The 60s, of course, I hear stories about the 60s. I like the 60s music.
Music.
Yeah, I like the 60s music.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you this. I like the way they dressed in the 60s.
Yeah, like the men was like classy and stuff.
Yeah, I like the style like that. Yeah, so 70s, it looked like they had to let it hang out a little bit more.
Right.
80s, we just let it go.
Yeah.
It wasn't as sharp as the 60s to me.
Right.
Yeah.
When I think about the 60s, I think like the segregation and Martin Luther King and all of that stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's what I think about the 60s.
All right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we show love to the eras before us. Now we were born in the 80s.
Right, we were born in 80.
In 1980. So we're going to talk about the 80s. And the 80s era is between 1980 and 1989.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so at that age, we're only 9 at the oldest. So let's talk about toys. So we still playing with toys at that age. Do you remember any toys? Like, what comes to mind from 1980?
Cabbage Patch dolls.
Okay. What would be like your top 5 toys that you can remember?
Oh, Cabbage Patch Kids, of course, Cabbage Patches. Bikes. You had to have a bike.
Mm-hmm.
Had to have a bike. We had all the bikes. We even had a banana seat bike.
You had a banana seat? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted
a strawberry one.
I always wanted one.
Oh, yeah, we had one. You know where it came from. Thrift store. But.
I let me ask you this. Was it a male or female bike?
It was a female one.
Okay.
He got us
So you said strawberry shortcake.
She had strawberries on the seat. And I don't know if it had the streamers on the thing or not. But it had strawberries on the seat. I do remember that part.
Okay.
What
What color was it?
Red.
It was a red though. Okay.
Yeah, it was red. Good gosh. Look, in the house, we played with Cabbage Patches and all those little McDonald's toys that float at the bottom of our toy box. Our toy box had a chalkboard on it. So we would play with the chalk. My mother used to get us chalk for the chalkboard. And then just all the little crap that fell to the bottom of the toy box. McDonald's toys. We never got Legos. We couldn't get Play-Doh. My mother wasn't having that. We didn't get Barbies.
Okay.
She wasn't having that. So we got little dumb toys, a yo-yo. Little BS toys.
All right, so let me ask you this. Do you remember any toys that you wanted to have, but you didn't get a chance to get at that age? Because, we always want stuff.
You know what I wanted? I wanted that My Friend Teddy. My best friend.
Oh, yeah.
My mama.
Damn, we came a long way.
Yeah, well, we couldn't get that, John. My cousin got it, but we couldn't get it.
Okay.
I don't know why, but you know what I used to love playing with, though? What was that thing where you stick the pegs in and they change colors? It was just a...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. What's the name of that, John?
Light Bright.
Light Bright.
Light Bright.
We couldn't afford that. I will tell you this.
Yeah.
One time when we went over 89 house, 89, he had his own apartment and he had one. So me and Precious was over there and we had a Light Bright. So we stayed up all night playing
with that Light Bright, baby. That Light Bright was the bomb.
Yeah.
Oh, and we had that thing too, that click.
Yeah, everybody had one of those, yeah.
I remember playing with that a lot.
So let me ask you this. All right, so, I would tell you this. One thing that I wanted to have so bad, I probably would have committed a murder for this thing.
What?
The Power Glove.
Who?
Yeah.
The what?
The Nintendo Power Glove and the Power Pad.
I ain't even
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm like, just take me to jail, man. So
you would have killed to have it.
For that? Because you got to think, you got Mike Tyson Punch Out.
Oh, right,
So
right,
we
right.
wanted to play Mike Tyson with the glove.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
and this is the '80s, and again, I didn't have a Nintendo until like maybe '90. So I'm over Tony's house on the Murray side. So I'm over Gladys' house. And I remember one day Tony woke up and said, "Look, I'm not leaving this house until I beat Mike Tyson." He stayed in the house all day long until he beat Mike Tyson.
Playing the Mike Tyson punch out.
Yeah, he woke up early in the morning. He said, "I'm not leaving this house till I beat him."
Wow.
Hey, all right, so
What was your 5?
I'm gonna give you my top 5 toys that I can remember. This is it's gonna be different from boys and girls. So,
Right.
I was a He-Man type of dude. I love He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I never got the accessories like the castle, and all that. But
Okay, right.
I had the little men that He-Man ride on, his little man. Then I had Skeletor.
The tiger.
Yeah. Then I had the Skeletor and the tiger to ride on. So I had the basic jump. So that was cool. G.I. Joe, of course.
Of course.
Now I remember I had a friend. His parents, and not even his parents, man. Now I think about it, he only had his mother, so his mother was doing all right.
Okay.
I used to go over there. He had all the G.I. Joes.
All the G.I. Joes.
And that's all I wanted to do is go over there, just play with the G.I. Joes.
Right.
G.I. Joes, the Ninja Turtles. They was I think they was out like '89. Like they had little men too. And gotta give it love to Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels is like always around.
Yeah, for sure. One year Carl asked for Hot Wheels.
All right, so we still in the kids in the '80s. So
yeah, we still kids.
All right, so we watching cartoons.
We definitely watching cartoons.
So give me your top 5 cartoons that you remember from the '80s.
Well, Alvin and the Chipmunks was throughout the '80s. Definitely throughout the '80s.
Do you what episode do you remember the most?
The one where Robin Leach came to the house and they switched it up.
All right,
They put the swimming pool and stuff in there.
That was a good one.
That was my favorite episode. Because we used to watch what was the Robin Leach?
Lifestyles of Rich and Famous.
Yes.
You used to watch that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But then they come on like a certain time of night.
Yeah. I don't remember, but I remember watching it. I remember the music. I remember watching it.
Okay.
So I don't know if my mother was into it or just like every once in a while we watch it with my grandma or something like that. But I remember watching. Jim.
Yeah, Jim. We were so pressed for cartoons. Jim would come on after the dude cartoons.
Okay,
but you still wanted to watch cartoons, so you just watch Jim. Yeah, Jim's
Saturday morning cartoons, of course. Then you had the early in the morning before school cartoon, which was usually just like one Smurfs or something in the morning, and you go to school. So Saturday morning was what you really waited for the cartoons for. But
yeah, Saturday morning.
The weekday cartoon was fine too in the morning.
Okay. Now, I can't remember if the Jackson 5 was in the '80s or not, but I do remember one cartoon that stood out the most. Probably is the wrestling jump.
The wrestling, no.
You didn't watch that?
I ain't watch
That's
that.
when they had Hulk Hogan, Iron Sheik, and all the wrestling guys.
It was a cartoon?
It was a cartoon.
No.
Yes.
No, definitely wouldn't even watch it probably.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, but that's a dude, John. So of course, G.I. Joe. Now I will tell you this, the honest to God truth. I learned how to tread water from watching G.I. Joe.
Of all the things,
that's
what you learned.
Joke. I learned how to tread water from watching G.I. Joe, because at the end he would have a little lesson for you.
Yeah. So, really?
Yeah, G.I. Joe was the man. Yeah, G.I. Joe was it.
I remember watching like He-Man, but I don't remember watching G.I. Joe.
Man, knowing is half the battle.
Knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe.
You all right about that?
Transformer. That was another.
I remember watching that. Yes,
yeah,
we watched Transformers.
So you watched Transformers?
Yeah, we watched Transformers.
All right. So Thundercats. Well, I used to watch that in the morning before school.
Right, that was morning.
You know about Thundercats?
Yeah, that was in the morning. He-Man was in the morning too before school.
Yep, and Silverhawk.
I don't remember Silverhawk. No, not at all.
You ain't no old head.
Obviously not.
All right, so before we get too old, we still young in the '80s. So now, like, we think we know something, so we ain't gonna go there yet. I want to ask you one more thing before we get out
about the '80s,
about the young '80s.
Oh, like so before like '86,
yeah,
87?
yeah, we still in that. So, what do you remember about Halloween in the '80s? Now we kids, like we trick or treating in the '80s. So what you remember?
And you know, my favorite Halloween costume was that Barbie Joan with the
Barbie
click clack heels.
with the kitten heels.
With the click clack kitten heels. They was
what
pink.
color? Okay.
They was pink. They had the rhinestone on the front. It had the Barbie doll face with the, you know, the hat plastic one, and it had the plastic dress.
So let me
Couldn't
ask you
tell me
this:
nothing.
Did you wear stockings or use barefoot?
Barefoot. What you mean barefoot? Oh no, my mother most likely put stockings on me.
Okay.
Barefoot. She probably put sweatpants on me, a sweatshirt. You know, it's cold in October.
Okay.
So
all
she
right,
probably
all right.
had all of that underneath, but I wasn't taking off them heels.
So you. Oh, okay. All right. All right. I got to give you this one. I never told you this. Or maybe I did, but I forgot.
Okay.
One of the Halloweens that I remember the most.
Okay.
So we in the projects.
Right.
You know, Lottie Mae was always a sewer. She always sewed.
Okay.
So one year, I want to be a ninja, and I told my grandmother I want to be a ninja. So I was just going to be fine with having a black T-shirt. You know how we used to put on our eyes and tie it up? I was cool with that.
You was fine with that.
I was
Okay.
gonna wear all black and I'm gonna be a ninja. I think I made some like little ninja stars out of cardboard and
Right.
whatever. I was cool with that.
Okay.
So a few days before Halloween, Grandma come to the house.
Okay.
She made a ninja outfit for
Oh,
me.
that's so nice.
She made that jump, and I was just stuck like, you made this jump.
Was it nice?
That jump was nice.
What?
That jump was nice. She made a ninja outfit for
That's
me.
what's up. About how old were you?
I was still in elementary.
Okay.
Yeah, I was still in elementary. So, because, you know what I'm saying, Halloween was still big.
Yeah.
And
for
I
sure.
remember still being scared of wolf masks.
Oh,
Like,
right.
we were young. So,
yeah,
you know.
was young,
so,
young.
yeah, so she came over there. She came through for me on that Halloween.
Yeah.
That was bigger than
Well,
that.
what you think about music? Because, you know.
The 80s music.
Yeah.
The 80s music can't nobody beat New Edition. The way I feel about New
Oh,
Edition.
wow. Yeah.
Forever, ever.
They forever got your heart, huh?
And my first concert
was New
was
Edition.
New Edition. I was 5 years old.
Right.
My mother, she didn't she was going to the concert, and I guess somebody flaked on her.
Okay.
So she was like, I'm going to the concert. So she brought me,
Yeah.
and I had an all white suit on.
Yeah, you got the picture.
Yeah,
Looking all
so
cute
looking
and
all
stuff.
cute. I know I was looking
Yeah.
cute. I know.
Well, I would say my music for the 80s was like whatever my sister was listening to.
Yeah.
So like MC Light, Rob Bass,
Mm-hmm.
Queen Latifah,
You was listening to Queen Latifah?
whatever my sister listened to.
Okay.
Whatever she had on, we was going to listen to.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, and even in the car, like, she turning on, you know, all her young stuff. So,
Okay,
I
so-
was listening to whatever she was listening to.
so when did you fall in love with Salt and Pepper though? Like how?
Okay,
like,
I
how
fell
was
in
that?
love. My cousin LaWanda.
Mhm.
My cousin LaWanda was a teenager in the 80s too.
Mhm.
And we used to go down there a lot on the weekends, and she always played Salt and Pepper, and I fell in love through her.
Okay.
Yeah, my Mike Sound Nice, check one, and
Okay.
yeah, all the Salt and Peppers. I loved it.
So did you like the Salt and Pepper, like the way like style and stuff like that?
Yes.
You like that? You
yeah.
did?
Dressed up at Halloween one time, but I was older, so this is like late 80s. My sister dressed Carol up, my youngest sister, dressed her up as Janet Jackson. The Janet Jackson with all black and the big hair, you know, on the front of one of her albums with the earring with the key.
Yeah.
And I was like a Salt and Pepper. Like Tina used to look out like at one time, you know, they used to write on your jeans.
Yeah.
She would write on our jeans and the bubble letters and Garfield, and yeah, we was all into that. But the music, whatever my sister was
Whatever your
listening
sister
to.
was listening to. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you took me back with the jeans. I forgot. Greg used to draw out jeans for us.
Yes.
And I remember Greg was so good at drawing. I remember one time he was sitting across the street from our house, and people was like in line asking Greg to
draw on his jeans.
Yeah.
You know, the first time my sister drew on our jeans, I want to say we was going to summer camp by then. And she drew on our jeans because she had drawn on hers, and we liked it, so we asked her to do ours. And they teased us,
Who?
the people at summer camp. I don't know if it was summer camp or
Teasing
school,
about what?
about having writing on our jeans and stuff.
They was jealous.
And that had to be because then like a
They had
couple,
to
but
be.
like a month or two later, they was doing the same
They
thing.
was jealous. They was just some
Haters.
haters.
Yeah, so she used to draw on our jeans, but you know, back then they started wearing all kinds of clothes, and we was always like, I wish I could get that. I wish I could. What's some of the clothes you remember seeing?
All right, so A lot of stuff I couldn't get, so I'm gonna tell you the stuff that I wish that I saw people wear that was fly. Skid jeans. I mean skid pants.
Okay.
Used jeans. I remember one time used jeans. They had that. Of course, I couldn't get a high top fade until like 90s, but I wanted one in the 80s.
Okay.
One time I pressed Greg out for the letter T.
Okay.
Take me to the barber shop, get a letter T in my head, so I pressed him out for that one time. Of course, the gold and stuff like that. I wasn't old enough,
right? And
certain sneakers, I just didn't. We didn't have the money, and I was telling Dayon too when I was younger. Like the drug dealers wore like 1300s and stuff like that. Like we wore like the cheap New Balance, whatever we can get. Right. And at that time, like little kids would wear like 1500s.
Okay.
The drug dealers they the ones that had the 1300. Those like $200.
New Balance.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, even when I met Greg for the first time, when he came to live with us, he had a fresh pair of like 574s. They was fresh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that was some big boy stuff.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Yeah. I used to see Tina wear K-Swiss.
Okay.
Guess. I'm sure she had used the skids and cross colors. Was cross colors the 80s?
That was the 90s, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure she had all. Look, we couldn't get a lot.
Yeah.
Now we wasn't getting none of that.
Mm-hmm.
But like we was wearing LA Gears. I remember I got some cowboy LA Gears once.
What you mean cowboy? Like
they had fringe.
Okay. All right, so let me ask you this.
They had the badge on the front.
Where did y'all get those from?
I don't remember.
So they just brought them home.
No, I'm sure we went and picked them out. My mother used to let us pick our shoes. So is that a shame? That's a shame. I picked them things out. I love them though because first day of school we used to set our stuff out, like set it out because that's what I'm wearing. And I remember setting them bad boys out. Boom, LA Kids. They was white and pink. Had a little badge. Oh, okay. We was rocking the ponytails with the corduroy pants and we had all color corduroys. Hated them. Now I love corduroys.
But you say you was rocking ponytails though.
Straight up ponytails with a hang bang.
But at one point the girls with ponytails was the good looking girls.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Everybody say you. I just
Well, back in the late 80s, I used to get them finger waves. My sisters used to take me to get them finger waves.
You had finger waves?
Hell yeah, I had finger waves.
So you moved to the city when?
90.
So now you're in the city.
Now we're in the city.
Okay.
10 years old in the city.
Okay. All
Trying to adjust.
All right. So what was one of the first things you had to adjust to when you came to the city?
All the noise at night.
Yeah.
It was hard to sleep when we first got here because it was so much noise.
Okay.
Police, we ain't hear none of that in the country.
Yeah.
So police sirens and just the traffic going, because we was close to the main road.
Mm-hmm.
We had to sleeping at night.
Okay.
That was an adjustment. And then the fast pace, like the first couple days, my mother took us down to the lot down East Avenue. And we went in that grocery store. I told you we went in that grocery store. That lady was stealing. I was like, Ma.
You ain't never seen that like that before.
Never. Ma, look at her. She's sticking stuff in her bag.
Culture shock.
My mother was like,
stealing.
Shut the hell up and come on.
Okay. All right. So in 1990, so now you in the city.
Yeah.
All right. So we 10.
Yeah, we 10 and 90.
Okay. So you in the city in 1990.
Mm-hmm.
1990, I think I moved my grandmother for a short period of time. So now I'm in Maryland.
Okay. Yeah, now you're in the suburbs from the city.
Yeah.
Well, which I moved is really would you consider that more the suburbs where I lived? Or is that the city part? I mean, it's right on the line.
Compared to where you were?
It's the city.
Yeah. Yes, now you in the city. Because the city's right there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I know.
so
we're right on the line.
Yeah, you right on the line. All right, so now you in the city. With 10 years old, you in the city. I'm in Maryland. So we're not quite out of elementary yet. That's like the last.
We're like fifth grade.
Yeah, so 5th grade.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so
5th grade.
Now you in a different city. How was the school difference?
The school.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, the school wasn't that different because you gotta think they bussed us out of that area. So we was in an all black area.
Okay.
But they bussed us. They were still bussing us to the white area. So the school wasn't much different from where I came from in the country.
Okay.
So that wasn't so much of a shock. What was the shock was it being in the neighborhood, playing in the neighborhood. It wasn't nothing but us out there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You getting picked on. You got to fight. You got to, you know what I'm saying? It was like a lot of stuff you had to just adjust to.
Okay. All right.
But the school wasn't. That was hard to adjust to.
Well, I had to get adjusted to the school.
Okay.
That was the first time in my life I ever interacted with a white person.
So you came from an all black school to a mixed school.
Yeah. And it wasn't like it was like College Park, like that area, like those people's kids.
Okay, right.
Like in those houses, so it was just
in those
different.
big nice houses out there, yeah, for sure.
So like I think my first day I was ready to fight a dude because I just didn't know how to interact with white people.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying, I thought we were supposed to be mad at white people. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it was just different. My first day in music class, I'm ready to fight him.
5th grade.
Yeah.
4th grade, 5th grade.
Yeah, I'm ready to fight him.
What did he say something to you?
I don't even know.
Probably just looked at you.
But another thing too. So I'm coming from DC. All right, I'm about to say. I told you before when I get to middle school, I only got a few clothes and all.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking like every time I go there, I ain't really got nothing.
Right.
All right, so I go in elementary and I got a hole in my shoe.
Oh no.
So I'm wearing New Balance the 1500s. I got red New Balance 1500s. So now I'm in school with these kids who have things and lunch pails and stuff like that, and I got a hole in my shoe.
Damn.
But again,
you know how to fight.
Right. I can fight, so it's like, there's only so much you can say to me. So yeah, so I always had that in my back pocket. I can fight. Don't go too far with it.
Right.
Yeah, but I will say this too.
Yeah.
Going there, it changed my life because it allowed me to see it's different things. It's not just the projects.
Right. And back then, 80s, 90s, drugs were heavy. The streets was tough in the city and especially in the part you came from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was already a little hectic where I was at. But, and I didn't have to deal with it in the 80s when it was real bad. So coming up here in the early 90s or through the 90s, it was like a shock to me to see crackheads and, you know what I'm saying, people stealing.
So you did experience the crackheads in the 90s and stuff like that?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And my family. What you talking about?
I'm about to say that
in
next.
My family.
It's like, and it's hard to be, I ain't gonna say it's hard, but a lot of people that we know have family
Yeah,
members.
because those 80s got a lot of people addicted to drugs. What I always think about is the music in the 90s.
Okay.
That's when we was really, that's my favorite music to download.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Come on, you had CC Peniston. I like Mary J. Blige, Mr. 411.
Yeah,
that's my favorite
90s.
genre.
That's for sure. That's 90s.
Yeah.
That's
Biggie's
90s.
genre.
That's
but that
90s.
was like more when we was a little bit older.
Yeah.
But just, the 90s was, music is one of I know all of them. Like if it come on, I know the song.
All right, so give me the top 5 90s music that comes to mind.
What you mean, songs?
Yeah, the songs. It's like it don't only have to be in no order. None of your favorite. Just give me this.
Salt and Pepper, of course. Shoot, well, not Shoop. It's another
like
one
Shoop,
where
man.
Bob wanna be like talk. Gotta go on with no job. I don't know if that's Salt and Pepper.
I take your man, Joe.
I take your man. No. Everything Rob got, he got from Robin. Everything she got whole hopping. Was that was the 90s, right? I think that was the 90s. So. That was one of my jams right there.
I can see you now jamming. You had the tape?
No.
Oh, yeah,
No, I had the CD. I had the CD.
Damn.
So I was a little older when I got that CD.
Okay.
With my CD Walkman. We ain't get no tapes back then. No.
No dubs? Anybody dubbing for you?
No, we ain't get no dubs. Ain't no boy never make me no mixtape.
Damn.
I know, right?
See, if I know you, I would have gave you the mixtape.
I know you would have.
That sweet thing.
One year I stole my sister Dolls Effects tape. Okay, stole the joint, did the little what you call that show where you used to dance? What you call them, the shows that you put on at school? So somebody talent show. I stole her tape without her knowing because she was going to tell me no. I had to take it. Used the Dolls Effects tape to do the talent show. Say, let me put this tape right back. Went into the bathroom at school, went to the bathroom, left the tape in the bathroom. She about damn near killed me. What was your top songs and music? Period.
The 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the one that comes to mind is like a CC Penderson joint, or maybe like a CNC Music Factory. Boom, 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 boom. That joint reminds that. Like, if I hear that song, that reminds me of 90s.
Yes.
Of course, Biggie. I was listening to Redman in the 90s.
Okay, right.
Of course,
Redman, Method Man at the end of the 90s, for sure.
Now, at the end, that'll make you dance in the party, like maybe Puff Daddy.
Right, all
like
of that stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff. I was listening to Locks, but Redman was my man in the 90s. Oh, here's the thing about Redman, too. In the 90s, when Redman was first coming out in the early 90s, I used to take Kevin's tape.
Oh, see, you was taking tapes too.
Yeah, I was taking his tapes, man. In the early 90s, man.
But you wasn't losing them in bathrooms, so was it?
Oh, this another John. So, Kevin had CDs. He had Ice-T, OG, Original Gangster.
What?
But it had the words in the inside.
Oh,
so
yeah. You unfold it.
Yeah,
oh,
man.
Yeah.
So I knew all the words of the gangster stuff. I'm young as a mother, don't even know what it is. And another thing about Redman, how I fell in love with Redman, he had a song called Holla Roll the Blunt. I didn't know anything about smoking, about rolling the blunt, but I was interested in that song.
Okay.
And after that, I was just like, okay, this is my kind of guy.
Okay, you like that.
Yeah. So, Redman was my 90s. If I had to pick one, probably Redman is 90s.
It's your 90s for you. Salt and Pepper was the 80s, 90s, though. You know, they had a lot of good stuff in the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, that little bit that they had in the 90s, I loved. But, I guess it's CC Peniston, Mary J. Blige, you know, all of them.
So, all right, so we still in the 90s.
Yeah.
So you asked me what I was listening to in the 90s, right?
Right.
All right. So what were you watching in the 90s?
Oh, okay. What was I watching?
I want to know this.
You know, on cable, A-B side.
Damn, you took me back. I forgot.
Yeah, A-B side on cable.
Side.
Right. So we was watching a lot of Nickelodeon. Double Dare and all of those stuff on Nickelodeon channel.
Yeah.
We was watching those after school cartoons with Darkwing Duck and DuckTales and Chippendale and all of that.
Yeah. Man, you taking me back right there.
Yeah. What else?
All right. So what about at night? Because what was the night? They had two Jones. They had one that was good on Thursday. Then they had TGI Friday.
TGI Friday. I ain't think about that in so long. What used to come on TGI Friday?
I know Urkel used to come on TGI
Yes.
And
they
there's
did.
something else. I can't remember what the other ones were, but I remember Urkel came on Friday.
I do remember TGI Friday, yes, for sure. I mean, Cosby Show came on for a long time, and then it was Different World that was good after that.
I used to love Different World.
Yeah,
man.
so it was like, that was going into the 90s.
Yeah, that was 90s Different World for sure.
Even early 90s, that was still on.
Let me take it back with this.
Okay.
You remember One of the Years?
One of the Years.
Yeah, you watched
good.
that?
What would you do if I sang out of tune?
Yeah, that was the shit right there. The One of the Years.
One of the Years was good.
Yeah, man.
Martin.
Of course.
Martin started coming on in the 90s.
Martin, yeah, we love Martin. Now what day was Martin on?
Thursdays too, right?
See, you're old head.
Okay.
You're
I'm
old
about to
head.
say that was Thursday because I remember saying, the Cosby Show used to come on. So Cosby Show used to come on Thursdays also. So
now, what about the did you watch In Living Color?
Yep, of course. You had to watch In Living Color because the next morning everybody got on the bus talk about the episode.
I'm about to say that too.
You could not miss it because then you had to keep up with everybody on the bus.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, In Living Color was a thing.
Yeah, definitely. And watch the Fly Girls dance and stuff. I used to try to.
Oh man, one of my favorite Jones of Living Color was when ABC came on there.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I was glued to.
Come on, you know. Everybody was loving, especially all the girls was loving ABC. Now, when we was younger, this is crazy. When we was younger, me and my sister used to pick who we was dating out of the Jackson 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who was you dating?
I don't know. I don't remember, but they used to be our imaginary boyfriends.
Okay.
So then by the time ABC came up, because it was a couple boys. ABC was not so for real. It was these other boys. It was a couple more boy groups because Chris Cross had come out
the
too.
Boys?
Maybe the Boys too. I mean, so we all picking through the boys, and we picking through ABC, and then Crisscross came out, and everybody was wearing different shoes, and, everybody loved the Crisscross. So.
Yeah. So how do you fall in love with Ronnie, though? Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
Because you're the only person I know that like Ronnie.
I love Ronnie. That's my favorite one.
Why you had to shake your shoulders like that? Yeah, Ronnie, I see you, man. It's on, man. Like, nah.
Ronnie, that's my favorite one. But, yeah.
Okay.
The 90s was, the 90s was us growing up and coming into our own and starting to see ourselves and recognize ourselves and develop, Yeah,
develop, wearing baggy pants and...
oh, yeah.
And that's when I was when I first got into the DDTP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, me and Carl was wearing the TLC look, the big old oversized pants and oversized shirts.
Yeah,
we was already skinny. And then we got all these big old clothes on. So that's what we was doing back then.
All right, so how old were you when you first started to go to parties, though?
Maybe at like 15, 16. I remember one of the first parties I went to was at Fairmont Heights house party in his basement, this boy's basement. Well, I was so nervous. Because it was like one of my first parties. And we didn't go to school with these people. I didn't know none of these people. My cousin knew them.
Okay.
So I'm at just this random party. I don't know nobody.
We danced?
It was just, I don't remember. I know one time, I told my mother we was going. And she said, you got it till this time. And I'm coming up there. And she came and snatched us up out that party. Because, once you get in a party, you start mingling, you get kind of comfortable. She came, once you get comfortable, bring your ass outside. She went right on in that party. Come on.
Time to go.
Let's go.
Yeah. So you was definitely into the house parties when you was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's all we can do.
I said we couldn't do much
that's
more.
All you can do about that junk. Just go to a house party and just be dangerous and all up in people's neighborhoods we ain't supposed to be in.
Right. Like, I don't go to school with none of these people. None of these people know me.
Yeah, man.
But it was mostly like hanging outside in the neighborhood. What about you? What was you doing?
Man, I was at Corey house every day almost.
Oh, yeah.
Every day. Corey had everything. Whatever he wanted to do for that age group, like Corey had it. And if he didn't have it, his brother had it.
Right.
So if Corey had the PlayStation, his brother had the other console. So it's just like, and they had the new music and they always had snacks and it was, we can go to the carry out. So it was just like, I was really, really hanging with Corey tough.
The carry out.
Yeah, I was going to the carry out around Corey way. That was his little carry out, but I was just right there with him. So every day I would walk to Corey house. I would ride my bike to Corey house. I would catch the bus.
And about how old were you? You met him in what grade?
I met him in 8th grade, and
so that's like 90 something.
Yeah, so 8th grade all the way into maybe like maybe 9th grade, 10th grade.
What you mean? Oh, going up his house. Okay. Yeah. So, 8th grade, we was about 92, 93.
Yeah, about 92, 93.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I still was a Bama.
Oh, yeah, I definitely was a Bama back then.
I understand.
I'm still a Bama half time today.
You ain't no Bama. Come on now. Give me 5.
Shit. Catch me on the wrong day.
You got to stuff together. But Corey was always fly. He was the flyest dude I knew.
Oh, okay.
But looking up, the flyest guy I knew in the night I'd look up to was Tony.
Oh, your cousin Tony.
Tony had everything.
Yeah.
He had every pair of Jordan, every new this, every new that. Tony had so much stuff, he would forget that he got the fly stuff. Like, like, Tony, can I have these old Jordans? Oh yeah, cuz I forgot about those. But to me,
thank you.
I'm going right home, wash them, clean them up.
Clean them up.
Yeah, I got a new pair of Jordans.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Tony was the dude.
So my sister used to give me her hand-me-down stuff. Like, I ain't wearing this no more. You can go ahead. I used to love it. She gave me that Guess jumper. That black Guess jumper. Boy, I couldn't tell me now. I must have wore that thing almost every day. She gave me that black Guess jumper.
You got a picture with that.
I surely do. Yeah. And only because I called her and I said, Tina, Joy, me and Joy was taking that picture and Joy was wearing Guess. I got to wear some Guess too. I called her like, T, I need some Guess. She was like, oh, you can have it.
Oh, just like that. You was in there.
It started off black. I wore the bitch so much it was gray by the time I was done with it.
On that picture, it wasn't black.
It was great.
It was great.
I had tried to oil it up before that picture.
Hold on, bro. What you put on? What you mean all of that?
You put a little baby oil on that thing. You put, and it'll turn to black for a couple minutes. Couldn't bring the baby oil to school, so I had to.
All right, so you oiled that thing.
I tried to oil that thing up, but you couldn't tell me nothing.
Now y'all was taking pictures that day.
Yeah, personality pictures at school.
Damn.
8th grade.
Oh, I told you about when we had the talent show one time.
What grade?
6th grade.
Oh, you had a talent show in 6th grade
Lottie
too.
Mae was not having it.
So you had a talent show. Yeah, that's when I did my talent show. What'd you do in the talent show?
ABC Playground, right?
Okay.
So I know somebody going to hit my man Jeff Lee. We got mutual friends, Jeff Lee. You know, Asian Jeff Lee.
Okay.
So Jeff Lee, he had the new Jordan 6s,
right?
Infrareds.
Yeah.
And we just thought we was going to all have Jordan 6s. So we pulled Jeff in there.
Yeah.
Because he got the 6s. Jeff didn't have no rhythm, but Jeff was our man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We played
right.
basketball with Jeff like we love Jeff.
Okay.
So we pulled Jeff in there, and I'm telling him, and I'm thinking that I'm going to get the Jordans. I'm thinking I'm going to get some good grades.
Why'd you think that?
Because I'm going to make it work. Like, I'm going to ask somebody, Uncle Kevin, like, good grades.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to try to work it out.
Okay.
So, but it didn't happen. Grandma gave me some K-Swiss. Here's the thing, Melissa. You know the K-Swiss we wore, right?
Yeah.
With, like, the low top.
The white stripes.
Or the black ones.
Right. I want some black K-Swiss like that.
She got me some high top basketball K-Swiss.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Next thing you know, we going to Camp Schmidt. So now that's my shoes. I'm going to Camp.
Oh, damn, Gina.
Lottie Mae was not having it. So fortunate enough, we didn't make it to perform the talent show. We didn't make the cut.
Okay, well, let me tell you about my talent show. I already did the tape thing. But we was required to wear champion shirts.
Who said that?
That was the requirement for the. This what we wearing in the talent show. Everybody gonna have on a different color champion shirt.
Okay.
Susie not getting no champion shirt.
I already know.
Where I'm gonna get my champion shirt from? I had to borrow from Joy.
Was Joy in it with you?
Yeah.
So she had 2 champion shirts?
Joy parents both work for the government. They was better off than a lot of people in the neighborhood.
Damn, she had 2 champion shirts. I never had a champion shirt.
I never had one either.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. And me and you met in the 90s too.
Right, we met in 97. Yes. 1997.
You see me winking at you, girl.
1997. Well, we was going to the 12th grade, summertime. Before 12th grade. We hung out in the summer. And then we just, by the end of the summer, we was doing our own thing. We went to different high schools.
Yeah.
You know, you was doing your 12th grade year, I was doing mine.
Yeah.
So we was doing that. We didn't see each other again until the summer 99.
No.
98.
No.
98.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you left for college.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw each other.
Yeah.
And then we was together ever since.
Yeah. I know.
You come home every break, I see you.
Every break, there.
But how we get back in contact?
What you mean?
Yeah, how you get back in contact when you came back from college?
I will call you.
Yeah. I know you would.
Hold. Let's set the record straight. We're going to set the record straight. You know, you called me when I was down there.
Nope, I don't remember doing that.
So you never called.
How I get your number? How
you find me the first time? Your mama. so how I get your number?
I know you called up Lando for
So
Melissa.
you trying to tell me every single time we got back together when we was young, I called you?
No, the first time.
Who remembers the first or the second or the 8th time? Nobody remembers that.
No, because after the first time we got back together, we was always in contact. I was calling down Florida all the time.
That's all I was saying.
Anyway.
Don't try to be cool. But anyway, so your life changed in 97. And then
in 98, we had D.
Yeah, we had D. All right. So,
in the 98.
And then 98, we had D.
Yeah.
We was still here. We wasn't down there yet. We was down there in the 2000s.
Yeah, we ain't go to Florida together. Well, you were already down here. I was graduated up here, doing my thing. And 2001 or 2002?
2002, yeah.
2002. I said, I'm gone.
But don't forget 2000. That's when you said you love me. So we still was together around.
Right. We were still doing the
You
things.
said you love me 2000.
Right. Because it was 2K. Why 2K? We thought the world was going to explode.
So that's why you said you love me?
That's the only reason. But now, today, I could say I truly love you. Nah, stop playing. You know I love
Stop the
you.
cap. But go ahead.
So, 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was doing medical assistant stuff.
Yeah, so that was a job 2000. Medical assistant. Okay. Yes.
Drawing blood, medical assistant stuff. You were still in school.
How long was you doing that, though?
How long was I drawing blood and doing all of that? 7 years.
So you was doing it from 2000 to 2007?
Yep.
Damn, okay. All right, so I was doing the when we came back from we was living in Florida in 2002.
2 to 3.
Yeah. And that was our first apartment.
Right. Yeah, good times.
Yeah, that was some good times.
Good times.
Broke like a mug. But,
broke. How was 2002? We were 22. In another state.
Yeah.
With a child.
Yeah, and we was trying to make it. We was always trying to be. I ain't gonna say trying to be grown. But trying to do something.
We just trying to figure it out.
Always trying to figure something out.
Right. That's why I say the boys, they gonna figure it out because we was just like that trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we
just
try this and try that.
Yeah, so. Try this. I mean, come on, how many jobs I had?
Yeah, and I had jobs too.
Yeah, definitely. A different job almost every summer.
Yeah. Now you remember I used to work at the telemarketing when we was down there. You remember that? Yeah, that was like the only job that I really could do, or anybody could. No, you had other jobs down there, but that was like the basic job. Telemarketing, that was a college person's job.
That was a whole bunch of college people worked there.
Yeah. Now you, of course, you get older people who gets, I ain't gonna say get stuck there, but you know they end up working there. But mostly it was a college thing.
Right.
College kid thing.
That was a good experience.
Yeah,
I like being down there.
Yeah, that was.
I was homesick, but it was a good experience.
I was too, but you made it easier for me because I had somebody down there because I had nobody down there.
Right.
And the closest was you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody was up there.
Yeah. Everybody was up there. So that was a good experience, though.
Yeah. So in the 2000s, I was in college. You still doing this? I'm down there, broke in college, struggling. I told the story a many times before you came down there. I'm down there struggling. I got a roommate, of course, and you gave me your debit card. And you was like, all right, when I get paid, you can take $20 off, and I go to the bank if I need some money. So, to me, that meant a whole lot because that $20, man, that saved my life. So, ever since I was like, maybe, she all right. Yeah, she's all right. Yeah. So, yeah, you looked down.
Because I didn't want you to be down there like that. Well, I mean, I didn't know how bad it was, right? But I still didn't want you to be down. And you know how I was when I came down to visit that time you was living with your roommate, that one roommate.
Yeah, you came down to visit.
Yeah, that one roommate you was there with. I was pissed. I was mad when I left there. Like, oh.
So what you was mad about most of the time?
Just as the way he acted, and you always been like a shrug it off. Like, long as he ain't, starting nothing or it ain't gonna kill me, I'm not gonna pay no mind. But it kind of blew me, and I felt like a little bit like I need to get him out of this situation.
Oh my!
Because it was just, and then you told me like how his parents acted even too when they came out there. I was running mad. I was really mad how they treated you. So
well, I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It was just probably one of the reasons, like, for me to get out of the house with my mother and them, and kind of feel like I was like grown, and and then you was in that situation, which I hated to see. So I was like, I'm moving to Florida, and you was like, all right.
Yeah, because again, I was just like, man, not somebody saved me, but I was just like open to it because I was really down there by myself,
right?
And nobody was really helping me, so I was like, man, for one, I'm gonna do what I want to do because. Yeah, ain't helping me.
Right.
So, ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. So, yeah, come on down here.
Right. We went to the rental center. Well, it wasn't called rental center.
Yeah.
It was Buddy's.
Yeah.
Buddy's rental.
Yeah, now to think back on, we ain't had no business going to no damn Buddy's. We ain't had no money.
We ain't had no money. They knocked on the door before. Like, where our money at?
People was knocking on the door. Yeah, you're right. That's crazy, man.
So we got a couch, a love seat. What else did we get? Because we had beds.
Yeah, we had beds. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. We made it work.
Yeah.
We made it work.
Remember when we went down there that we didn't We saved up a little bit of money. Or I don't know where we got where we get the money from.
I don't know, saving it up because I knew.
Or asking somebody for money or something.
Because I thought we had to pay that down deposit, right?
Yeah, we didn't have to pay the deposit, so we used that money. We went right to Walmart, grocery shopping. Yeah, and brooms and trash cans and stuff like that, right. Man. But I wouldn't give up those days for nothing, man. I appreciate those days.
Yeah, we had a good learning experience down there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that showed us how to do it.
But then I got pregnant with Dayon. Came right back home.
We came back home, and we finally made it in time. We got our first apartment. How many days did we? It
had to be about a week.
About a week before you had the baby.
Yeah, it was close.
It was in our apartment, yeah.
But how you feel about not staying and finishing college?
It's cool. I mean, college. All right, so I would tell everybody. So if anybody ever asks me my personal opinion of school, period.
Yeah.
No matter what level, to me, school is a social thing.
Oh, at that age?
Period.
Or any age? Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's my personal opinion. Now, if you want to, I understand. If you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, or certain professions require a certain degree. I understand that, but overall, I think it's a social thing.
Okay.
To
Do you think it depends on your major?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Like I said, I don't know if you can be a doctor without going to school.
Yeah, right.
So you know what I'm saying. So if you want to be a doctor, yeah. So you got to go to school. I understand that, but just to be like what? Give me a good one.
I'm not for sure. I don't want to speak on nobody's major.
Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. So every major
is different.
Yeah, it's different. So that's how I feel about it. So I don't feel any way about not graduating.
Okay.
No. And I will say this one thing that actually, I'm glad you said that. It's two things. One thing, one of our family members, I'm not gonna say their name. So one of our family members, they was making more money than a few people that I knew graduated from college.
Right.
So that started the ball rolling. I was like, all right, it has to be a different way.
Right.
The second thing, I would see those people like they will go to school for one thing, but then they will be working doing something else. And I'm like, what's going on here?
Right.
Another thing, my freshman year in college, we were in the auditorium and they asked everybody about their majors, like raise your hand, stand up. And then he asked, well, how many people are here that was undecided? It was probably like 85 to 90% of the people in there. So I was thinking like, why are we here?
Right.
So I don't feel no way about it. And I'm all right.
You made out.
Yeah, I'm all right.
So as well, we came home in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
We came home a couple months before we had Dayon, but it was just we was staying back and forth because we was trying to find a place. We had to get jobs. We had to get set. Settled before we can go and move. But I pulled it off because I did not want to have my baby nowhere else.
Yeah,
I wanted to have my baby in my own space.
Mm-hmm.
So had him in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the rest of the time we just living.
Just trying to make it.
Trying to make it. We broke up here and there.
Yeah, so we had the baby in 2003. We broke up in like 2006.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went our separate ways. We was on our own thing.
Right, for about a year though. Well, after we broke up, we were still a little close, but then eventually we did separate and go our own ways. We always stayed cordial for the boys. We never beefed.
No.
But we always worked it out with the boys. Like you would always get the boys. I would always.
We always made it work.
We always worked it out with the boys. It was never like contempt or I don't know if the right word, but we never had problems. Not major problems.
I will give us that shout out. Like we kept it together. We always kept it about the boys, and we did it for them.
Right. We did work it out.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. So we had our separate nouns. When we separate, what was you doing? Like what was you hanging out? What was you doing for entertainment?
I was hanging with Lena and them for a little while. Lena, April, Jennifer. I had met them at work. Okay. So I was hanging with them trying to relive my youth for a couple years. Okay. They got a little old and I felt bad for not being there for my kids sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So that got a little old. But yeah, I did that for a couple years. Besides that, working, trying to raise my boys.
So what were y'all hanging out there? Like what was y'all doing?
Little dumb bars, we go downtown and go to a club, lounges, bars, little local hood boy stuff.
Local hood boy stuff.
You know, little dumb stuff. So
Okay.
it wasn't nothing major. Just running the streets, just not
Okay.
in the house.
Okay.
I was always working,
hmm
but it was just, you know, when I got free time,
Okay.
just trying to juggle, like still having a life, being a mother, and working.
Okay.
You know, because the boys always had football and basketball.
Yeah,
and we was always
yeah,
trying to
right.
do that. And
Now was that in between? Yeah, that had been
so, what was you doing in 2006 after we broke up?
after we broke up.
Yeah.
You know, I had I went back to stay with my mother for a minute,
Yeah.
and I was just that was like just dating because at that time that was like my first time really dating as a grown up. So
Yeah.
I was just dating and going on dates and doing stuff. I was like hanging at Adams Morgan.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I was going to like little chill spots, little bars. You know, I never was a drinker like that, but I go on little dates.
Yeah. What was you working at?
All right. So at the time we broke up, I think I was doing the heat and air conditioning.
You was already in.
Yeah, because I started in 2005.
Okay.
So I told the
Oh yeah,
story
yeah. We're-
about that one. So you know, I was doing the Millwood before then. When we first got into the apartment, I was doing a vehicle donation, making $8 an hour. Still paid the bills.
Yeah, you held it
and
down.
all
We had
that stuff.
Dayon and everything.
Yeah, so
Had D and Dayon and just
yeah.
making it work.
yeah, just making it work. So that was like a real budget.
Yeah.
Now before I go too far, you remember what type of cars we had at the
You
at
remember
that
we
place?
had a Corsica? That Corsica we blew up? Never got the oil change?
Corsica we blew.
Was it a
What color
Corsica?
was it?
No, it wasn't Corsica. It was called something else. It was a gold car.
Oh yeah.
I forgot the name of that car. They was stealing that car left and right.
You talking about the Intrepid?
That's the one, Intrepid. You remember they
Yeah.
stole that car like 3 times?
Man, they stole a car. So at the time, all right, they're gonna get said, God, I forgot about that car, man.
That was like 2004 or something like that.
Yeah. All right, so we got that car. And your father helped us get that car.
Right. Joanne, my stepmother co-signed.
Mm-hmm. And I remember the first time we went to the gas station. As soon as we got the car, we went to the gas station and dude was like, "You got Gap insurance?" I was like, "What you mean?" He's like, "You know they still that's like the most popular stolen car." I'm like, "All right," but I'm naive, so at that time
I did get Gap insurance. Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, so at that time I'm hanging in Southeast. So that's when I'm hanging on Hillside like every day. And that's when they come through with the stolen cars. So our car gets stolen. So I'm thinking, let me go around Hillside.
And it was there.
I'm headed to Hillside. I look to the right and I see our car down a little street.
Oh, yeah, I remember when you found the car. You called me like, I found the car.
Yeah, they was like, just went through my little stuff. They ain't really do nothing. It was almost like they ran out of gas and that was it.
That was it.
But the thing is, when I got in the car, I started up with my finger. I was
Yeah,
like,
because
"Damn,
they
that's
bust
so
the ignition
easy."
out. And then, okay, so that was one time. Then one time I was parked in front of my cousin's house in Suitland.
They stole it then?
Nope. Come outside, they in the car, about to steal it. Okay. Come out from work, I'm working in Laurel, drawing blood. I come out, they sitting in the car trying to steal it. I was like, I'm tired of this car.
That's crazy.
That car was like a menace.
Yeah.
And then we didn't do no oil change. Blew the engine.
We were so young.
It was a
So young and
total mess.
Yeah.
A total mess. That was a total mess.
Yeah.
Then I think my dad got me another car. I do not remember.
Now you remember the long car? Now one car Nick gave to me
Okay.
that we bought from Florida.
Okay.
Then I got another car similar to like that. It was like a bigger white car. It was like an Oldsmobile too.
Really?
Yeah. So we had that at the. So many memories.
We
I'm
had
thinking
so
about.
much. We had times.
I'm thinking
We
about
had
so
a
many
time.
memories. All right, so hold on. I'm gonna tell 2 stories about this, Joe. One
Okay.
time, now of course that car, we ain't had no money like that. So you remember when you park? Our parking lot. If you park one way, it may be slanted going down.
Right.
If you park the other way, it may going up. Sometimes if I park certain ways because we didn't have no money, I was so low on gas, the car wouldn't stop. So I had to park it certain ways. But you know, if you get home at a certain time, those parking spaces. Yeah, it was like, yeah. Oh, I got to tell the people about this because I ain't ashamed about it. I ain't, because we came a long way. Now we got put out from there one time from that apartments.
You did?
But here's the thing. We didn't want them to put our stuff out. So the night before or 2 nights before, we spent all night.
Is that at the end of it when we was moving anyways?
Yeah, we was putting everything in the garbage. We
yes. We packed up quick. Now I know what you're talking about. Yeah, because it was like, we can't pay the rent no more. We tired of this. We about to break up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah. So that was the end of the jump. So I was just out there.
Living your life too.
Living my life. Yeah, trying to make. We still was young. We were still 26.
Yeah.
Still trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
with
and
kids.
for a few years too, we would still like sneak around with each other every once in a while. But for a good amount of time, we were apart. Like
apart. Like years.
Like I'm dropping the boys off and I'm gone. You dropping the boys off and you gone. Like we was apart.
Yeah, we had relationships. You had relationships. I had relationships.
Right.
So yeah,
we was all the way apart.
Yeah, all the way apart.
For at least 5 years, we was all the way apart. At
least. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was about to say 6 or 7 years. But yeah,
we probably did that long. But that was going into 10. Into the next decade.
Yeah, so the next decade was like 2010.
Yeah, 10 to what, 19?
Yeah.
Is that a decade?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
So in 2010, what was you doing around that time? Do you remember?
10. Let's see. I'm 30.
Mm-hmm. Hold on. We was together celebrating 30.
Right. So it wasn't until after 2010 we went our separate ways because we had our 30th birthday party together.
No, we did separate in 06. But
but it wasn't for long. We were still like in and out of each other's lives then.
Oh yeah, that's what you're saying.
So we never got into a real relationship until after that.
Yeah, okay.
And with other people.
Mm-hmm.
But 2010 we had that 30th birthday party downtown.
Yeah, man,
had a ball. Nice. Your grandma came. Your mama came to the club.
Yeah, my grandmother came to the club. My mama came to the club.
My sisters came. Yeah, it was crazy. We had a good time. No, that was a good night. Seda Catania came.
Seda Catania came. My Uncle Kevin came.
Yeah.
I'm missing somebody. Uncle
your god sister came. Dude came. Mm-hmm.
Then Kelly came.
Kelvin came. Sam came.
Yeah.
Sam and Darlene came.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, Sam and Darlene came.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like more of your people came than mine, but yeah, we had a good turnout.
We had a good time. And the DJ
was your homeboy.
Yeah, my homeboy. They were switching DJs, and I saw him in DJ Alizé, but that's Isaiah.
Yeah, that's Isaiah from high school for you.
Isaiah from high school.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good. That was a good party.
Yeah, that was a good party. Yeah, that was a nice joint. And I remember me and you was getting together trying to pick out outfits. Like we gonna wear this. We gonna have a match of colors.
Right.
Our colors gonna be this.
Right, right.
So yeah, we was doing the thing.
Yeah, for sure. We had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had to go. We must have went our separate ways like no more than a year later.
Yeah.
And then that's when we really split up.
Yeah.
And was really doing our own thing.
Yeah, from 2010, 2019.
Right.
Yeah, but we was in 16. That's when we came.
That's when 15 we got back together.
Okay.
16 we bought the house.
Okay. Yeah, time be flying.
Right.
Man.
We broke up again.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between there, just for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
We got back together. Was like, let's stop playing games.
So we've been married since
and we had
19.
already made a pact to get married when we was 40 anyways.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we made that pact when we was in our 30s.
Yeah, we was younger.
Mm-hmm.
But, well, yeah, I mean, after that, we was like, I said, I don't want to be in these streets no more. I'm just going to be with my husband, my baby daddy. Because that's what it is, baby daddy, baby mama. So I was like, we always get back together anyway. He not with nobody, I'm not with nobody. Like, he my good friend. You know, you one of my best friends.
Yeah, I know.
So I was like...
Now, did you meet any new friends? Or who would you hang with in that area? 10, 19?
Well, after I stopped... Well, I never stopped being friends with Lena and April.
Okay.
It's just like everybody moved away. So April had moved to Vegas. The other girl had moved to Florida. Lena went back to New York. So they all left the area. I mean, I would talk to them here and there, but that's when I got with my sister tight and was going out with her and hanging with her when I could.
Okay.
So we did, but I would wait till I wasn't irresponsible like I was at first. Like I would wait till it was your weekend. Then I would party my ass off. And then, when I got the boys on the following weekend, I'm chill with the boys, so.
All right, so that's
I was a little bit more responsible then.
That's okay. We all need time to grow, so that's how
right.
All right.
What about you?
Um, I met one of my forever friends, John.
Yeah. You met him in between 10 and 19?
Yeah, man. And we were neighbors, and that's when I was staying over by the stadium. I had again we were separated, but
Right.
that's when we got back at the end. I think.
Right.
Yeah, we got back at the end of my stay there. So, yeah. So I met John, and he was just a cool dude. He played chess, and we were just been friends ever since.
Yeah.
And I think he's a Pisces or Aquarius or something like that. So he was just cool, laid back, and he was just straight up with me. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't fake, so he was just like a cool dude.
John easy to talk to.
Yeah, John's easy to talk to. Like John, I love John. Also, between that time, I reconnected with my first friend,
Okay.
my cousin Todd.
Right. Yeah.
And between that time, we reconnected. You know what I'm saying? Because we were like I said, that's my first friend. So it was a long time we wasn't like that because Todd was a little more advanced than me. So he was hanging with my older cousins. Like he was hanging with Greg and Eric and stuff like that. So I was doing other stuff, and Todd he was just a little more advanced. So those two people I still talk to on the regular is John and Todd, and I met them between that period. Yeah.
But your other friends, the older friends, you met them back.
Yeah.
Who is the oldest? Is it Corey?
Corey is
Do. Yeah, Do. You met Do in what? The 80s?
7th grade.
So, okay, so 90s.
6th grade.
90s. Early 90s.
6th grade summer going to the 7th.
Oh, wow. Dang. You met Do a long time ago.
Long time. That's my man right
That's like 90. Well, let's say that's like 91, 92, something like that.
Yeah,
so dang, you done known Do for a long time.
A long time.
Do is the sweetest guy.
That's my man right there.
Ever. And his wife. Oh, Fancy Nance. I love her. And now they got the little baby.
Yeah.
Little cute little baby. So, yeah. Do. And then Corey, you met.
Corey in 8th grade.
Okay. And it said?
Said in 2000.
2000, yes.
No, I'm sorry. I'm skipping one. So I met Corey in 8th grade. I met Sam and I went to college in maybe 99. I met Sid when I came home. And Todd, then John.
Okay.
Those are my friends to this day.
To this day. Right. I ain't keep none of my friends.
No?
No, me and Joy, we just kind of grew apart. We was different people. Like, her people was more well off anyways. And then she started going to like a better school. And we just grew apart. Who else? Ursula. I still talk to Ursula.
Yeah.
I work with Ursula.
Yeah.
I still talk. I could call her tomorrow and talk to the Ursula.
You got some built-in friends, though.
I got built-in friends. Maybe that's why, you know what I'm saying? I sometimes I think, is that why I don't have no girlfriends like that? Because I got built-in girlfriends. And my built-in girlfriends know me. I don't have to call them all the time. I don't have to text them. Well, I mean, we text every day, but I don't have to talk to them.
I don't think it's a bad thing, though.
No?
Yeah, I would love to have older brothers.
Yeah.
So that's why I think I gravitate towards Greg and Tony, because I always wanted those older brothers.
Right, yeah. And so we had one son that was graduated.
Yeah.
We was just living.
Yeah,
just living like fashion, please. No.
10 to 19?
I know. You are more into fashion than me.
Yeah.
We ain't grow up being on fashion. My mother wasn't that type of person.
You know my mother.
Showboat.
She would try to put it on. She still try to put it on.
She do a good job.
Yeah, she do a good job, yeah.
And I'm trying now too, because I can't let my husband step out the house and I'm looking frumpy. Ain't no way I'm gonna be out the house.
You look good. You do a good job. But I will tell you this: from 10 to 19, I was trying to get my grown man up.
Yeah.
Like the clothes. But again, I'm in the beginning. I don't have anybody to really look up to in that department. So I'm trying different stuff, but it's not the same fit. So I'm gonna do all that.
Yeah, you used to dress the boys up too.
Yeah, because I'm trying to.
Yeah, you used to dress them up too with you. Yup, so.
Yeah,
that was that. Yeah, that was that period.
Yeah.
That was that period, and now we here, empty nest.
Yep.
Working on our different career paths and figuring stuff out to do.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things we decided we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Why not fill our little bit of time?
Yeah. I'm having a good time with it. I look forward to it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
It is definitely fun.
Shoot another episode, talk some trash, and the cool thing is
We ain't even got to the big time trash.
I know,
yet.
but I really like learning stuff about you, like little stuff. Like I don't know every single thing about you.
And vice versa.
Yeah, so when I tell you stuff or when I ask you questions, I'm like, okay, I learned something there. About your little past and stuff like this. So yeah, I'm loving it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
This is very fun. So the next one, we're gonna have to figure out the next one.
Yeah, we'll figure out the next one.
Yeah, for sure. It's the beginning of the year. Yep. That's why we touched on these eras, because 2023, it's the middle of the era, but it's nothing like a good 1980s song and nothing like a good 1990s outfit.
Yeah, we're gonna leave that stuff there though.
We're gonna leave it right there.
The 90s outfits in the 90s,
and we're gonna leave this episode right here.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, we're gonna like, subscribe, share, repost, send somebody the link, all that good stuff. Till next time. Deuces.